Hey guys, it's Axiom with Good Time Gaming. Today we're going to take a look at the new character DLC from Payday 2, a man known as Dragan. First off, we're going to do a little bit of backstory about him, talk about some of the stuff that he comes with after that, and then kind of close out with my basic impressions of what I think about whether or not you guys should be spending your money on this guy at this point. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Dragan is a pretty interesting character as far as his backstory goes. He was a pit fighter, and apparently an extremely successful one from the looks of things. He is Croatian, and we get a nice introduction to him in the recent badass live-action trailer. Dragan seems to have a professional relationship with this nice lady, the Butcher. Well, maybe not so nice. I guess depending on, what side of her, what side you're on of hers. She is not like the kind aunt who serves up cookies. She's a professional badass and apparently arms dealer or smuggler. This guy is kind of a dirty cop from his bio. He is a corrupt Interpol agent and he seems to be working both sides. Pretty cool, and honestly a lot better for background than Clover, so he has that going for him.
Washington, D.C. Gracias Vicharas.
Bane.
It's Payday.
So now you know a little bit about the man, let's take a look at what all he comes with. The first thing he comes with is the Infiltrator Perk Deck. So going skill by skill, this is what we're looking at. Your first perk in this perk deck is basic close combat. When you're close to an enemy, you receive 4% less damage from enemies. Pretty reasonable, not bad. Moving on, helmet popping 25% headshot damage is a standard across all tiers, or all different perk decks. Next up is advanced close combat. When you're close to an enemy, you receive an additional 4% less damage from enemies, so that's 8% so far. Next up is blending in, and that's standard like everything else. Now we have Expert Close Combat. When you're close to an enemy, you receive 4% less damage from enemies. Each successful melee hit also grants an additional 10% melee damage boost for 6 seconds and can stack up to 4 times. So passive, you're looking at 12% reduction when you're near an enemy, and then you also have this extra modifier for increased melee damage for every hit. So pretty cool. Next up is Walk-in Closet, standard. Next up we have Overdog. So, when you're surrounded by 3 or more enemies, so 3 plus, you receive an additional 8% less damage from enemies. Each successful melee hit grants an additional 10% melee damage boost for 6 seconds and can stack up to 4 times. So you're getting another damage boost off of that one. On top of that, so you're looking at damage reduction from 8%, bringing us to 12, 16, and 20. So 20% reduction, 3 plus enemies around you. Pretty fair, not bad. On top of that, you're looking at a huge increase to your melee damage, which sounds pretty sweet. Next up is Fast and Furious, so that's standard like, everything else in this game. It's pretty standard perk deck. And then we have Life Drain. This one's a little bit interesting. So, striking an enemy with your melee weapon regenerates 10% of your health. This cannot occur more than once every 15 seconds. This is the first time we've ever had a Life Drain type of mechanic in this game, and it's pretty different. I really hesitate to say whether or not this is a really viable perk deck to run. Obviously Overkill thought some into this, and it has to be viable in some sense, otherwise why would they put it in the game? I can see some pretty cool builds coming out of this, especially if you combine it with other skill trees that affect melee, such as Enforcer, where you get extra damage, greater chance to knock someone down. There's definitely a place for this build, I think. I don't see it being viable on Death Wish, simply because there's just so many enemies, and they're already fairly beefy as it is, and they do a lot of damage. I don't see it being really that viable for that. But, maybe on some of the other missions, maybe on Overkill difficulty or lower, I can definitely see something being, very viable here. I know I'm definitely going to be maxing this out. I'm going to see if I can't find some decent builds with this, and I'll definitely be making a video if I do. So, overall, I'm kind of torn on it. It's different. I will give them that. It is very different. So, good job on that, I guess. Moving on. So, as is customary, we always get a weapon with each different pack that comes out. And Dragan, we've gotten this awesome weapon called Lion's Roar. It's honestly a pretty sweet little weapon. I like it a lot. So, let's take a look at it. So, here we have the Lion's Roar rifle. Again, 3 different barrels, which I have not found any of them because I have terrible luck. You can do your barrel extensions, which is very standard. Firing rate, which is standard. Gadgets. And sights, which are standard. So really the only thing you have to find for this is the barrel. So you have a CQB barrel, which is stability and concealment. Precision for accuracy. And silence for your more stealthy occasions. So So how is this weapon overall? Well, let's take a look. I'm set up as Mastermind right now, and right now my top end damage is 47. So keep in mind that even though I don't have the barrels, that's the highest damage I can get. I could go in here and change out my barrel extension to the competitor's compensator and lose some damage. So with Funnel of Fun, that's your highest damage you're going to get. Probably a good idea, given that 10 is pretty bad accuracy. But keep in mind that I can still pick up a little bit more accuracy from the barrel. And you can pick up more stability as well, but honestly, with over 40 stability with the other barrel, then it's just kind of overkill at that point. You don't really need it. So with the specs out of the way, let's take this thing to the range and see how well it fares. So here you see the Lion's Roar rifle in action. I just joined a random very hard armored heist, and honestly I was pretty impressed with the results, even with the low accuracy, because I was running this at 47 damage with 10 accuracy. The shots seem to be lining up pretty well, even on long range precision shots like with the sniper. The shots were all connecting. I was pretty pleased overall with it. The last thing I'll say about this gun is that it has a really nice ammo pickup rate. You get somewhere between 5 and 8 shots from it. I'm not really sure. I'm guessing it's probably like an odd number or something. So you have plenty of ammo to go around. You also get this meat cleaver melee weapon, which honestly isn't even that special, because if you're thinking to yourself, haven't I seen a meat cleaver in this game before, then you would be right. A meat cleaver is also included in the Hotline Miami DLC, so it's not really that special, and honestly, I think it's kind of crappy that they included a weapon in this DLC pack, which it isn't available on another one, but I mean, it's still a meat cleaver. I mean, they could have found something better, I'm sure, like maybe a bone saw or something. I mean, I don't know. Find something better, so I'm a little irritated about that. But whatever, I don't really like melee anyways, so let's move on. You also get his mask, which is pretty cool because it actually has the Croatian coat of arms right on it, on the little forehead area there. So that's kind of cool. I like the mask. It's a clown mask. It's cool. It's different. Probably never wear it, but you know, whatever. I like it. So good job there. Now, as far as Dragan himself goes with his voice, I really like his voice a lot. His callouts for enemies that he spots are pretty cool sounding.
Follow me!
What's a little bit weird about him is that it doesn't seem like some of his voice lines made it into the game. Whenever you try and dominate someone, whenever your character does the animation where they're trying to get them to surrender, but their hand, like left hand goes out, right hand holds the weapon, he doesn't actually say anything, but he does actually have a voice for whenever the person should cuff themselves. So I'm not sure what happened to those voice lines, but they need to be put in the game. So yeah, get on that. And most importantly, above all other things, this guy has some amazingly hilarious pager lines. So I'm going to include a few here for you guys to sample, and a link to my pager video of Dragan for additional pager pleasure. So let's take a listen.
Houston, come on!
I thought I saw a burglar, but it was just a burger. The spelling confused me. Yeah, I was wondering, what does the fuck say?
That's great. Just a minute, please.
I thought I saw a robber, but it was a jogger. They rhyme, so I was confused. Oh, maybe trying to control. I was calling my mom. Thought this was my phone. Silly me. I just called to say I love you. Over. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Over. The radio is near my crotch. My boner pressed the button, not me.
So with all that out of the way, I can honestly say that I really like Dragan a lot as a character, and he just might replace Chains as my go-to character, and me and Chains have been heisting it up for quite a while now. Do I think he's worth $5? Probably not. I probably wouldn't pay that much for him. If you really like the game and you want to support more development of the game, then by all means, you're going to pop down the money anyways. Why are you even watching this? But if you're kind of a newer player or you don't play a whole lot and you're wondering if you should buy this, I would honestly just wait it out, wait for a sale and pick it up at 50 or 75% off. And at that price point, I think it's a little bit more reasonable. So I hope this has been a useful video to you. I hope you learned a little bit about the character, had a couple of laughs. Hopefully it wasn't a waste of your time. If you liked anything that you saw today or heard, then please give this video a like or share it or subscribe to the channel, you know, or just go tell your mom about it. She might like that too. Who knows? Be nice to your mom. This is Axiom of Good Time Gaming. Remember to always have a good time gaming.
Quiet as a grave here. Now, let me go back to sleep.